A new Wordle puzzle is online. Click on the link to play.
Listening to the following video may give you clues. Please like and share the videos.
Climb with Charlie. I am now facing my biggest challenge yet. The great comic, Charlie Bird, has been faced with a number of challenges in recent years.
His voice is no longer clear, his swallow is deteriorating, and his health is in decline. Yet his Climb with Charlie challenge has helped raise funds to fight motor neuron disease, and now he is facing his biggest challenge yet.
Read on for more information. Here are a few of the most noteworthy ones.
Charlie Bird's voice is gone. Last year, Charlie Bird revealed he was diagnosed with motor neuron disease.
This degenerative disease attacks motor neurons in the brain and spinal cord. While Charlie's voice is almost gone, he is still planning to climb the famous Irish mountain of Croagh Patrick.
After sharing a sweet video of himself singing to his beloved dog, Tiger, Charlie Bird's fans responded with an outpouring of love and support. His fans are even calling him an inspiration and encouraging him to continue with his journey.
Since his diagnosis, Charlie Bird has been dealing with the debilitating effects of his condition. He has been using a voice cloning machine to replace his lost voice.
But since his diagnosis in October, his voice loss has become a major source of distress. In the video, Charlie Bird is joined by his dog Tiger and a poster with Climb with Charlie on it.
Though his voice is fading, he remains hopeful that technology will help him communicate with people. After the news broke, the Irish people reacted with great love.
In a recent interview, Charlie McGrath, a journalist with the Senior Times, spoke of his passion for the cause. His death inspired a massive outpouring of support from the Irish public.
He must have felt the overwhelming love and support, and he will not let the outpouring of love keep him from his work. He is not able to speak for himself, but he will never stop.
His fundraising efforts have raised over €147,000 for charities. Charlie has received dozens of messages from his fans, calling him an inspiration.
He is 72 years old, but despite his age, the world is still cheering him on. Charlie's voice has gone due to aging.
Luckily, the team at Merino Software has a plan to clone his voice in the future. The hope is that his campaign can help other people with voice issues get the same opportunity Charlie has.
His swallow is getting worse. Motor neuron disease sufferer Charlie Bird has received a lot of sympathy and support over the past few years.
Charlie recently climbed the mighty Croagh Patrick to raise €12.7 million for charity. A series of 150 fundraising events took place in Ireland, the US, and the UK.
But now his health is beginning to deteriorate. Charlie Bird has issued a health update on Tuesday evening, telling fans that he is now focusing on his biggest challenge yet.
His health is deteriorating. A few months ago, news broke that Irish comedian Charlie Bird was diagnosed with motor neuron disease.
He was a well-known figure in the Irish television industry and recently made headlines for climbing the mountain of Croagh Patrick to raise funds for charities. In 150 fundraising events in Ireland and abroad, Bird has raised €2.7 million for charity.
Although his health is rapidly deteriorating, he is still determined to keep going. Broadcaster first began having problems with his voice earlier this year.
He had been working as a researcher for RTE before progressing to chief news correspondent and Washington correspondent. During this time, he was working on a podcast series for the Senior Times website about a botched foot and mouth disease attempt in 1979.
While his health had been deteriorating in recent months, the broadcaster said he had thanked his friends and his dog Tiger for their support. His Climb with Charlie challenge raised money for motor neuron disease.
The organizers of the Climb with Charlie challenge are planning events across the world. While they can't accommodate large numbers of climbers on Croagh Patrick, they can organize a climb locally or help people who live with the condition to raise funds.
In the past, the Climb with Charlie challenge has raised over €12.7 million for the charity. However, there are many barriers for such a challenge.
Thousands of people have taken on the challenge to raise money for the charities Pietà House and the Motor Neuron Disease Association. The climb began at 9:30 on Saturday, and the aim is to reach the top of Croagh Patrick by 1 p.m.
There are also Climb with Charlie events in the US, Australia, Spain, and South Africa. Climbing with Charlie is the first step to making a difference in the lives of those suffering from this condition.
The Climb with Charlie campaign was launched by the Irish Motor Neurone Disease Association and Pietà House, which work to support people with the condition. As of Sunday, more than €2 million have been raised by climbers across Ireland.
In addition to raising funds, the event will also bring together celebrities to help raise awareness about the disease. It will take place on April 2, 2022.
Aside from the climb of Croagh Patrick, hundreds of other Irish people have signed up for the challenge. Over the course of the day, thousands of climbers across Ireland will attempt the same challenge.
It is hoped that the charity event will inspire people to take up the challenge themselves and help the charities raise vital funds. The aim is to raise awareness and funds for people with physical challenges and to show solidarity with people who are suffering from this disease.
Charlie's uncle Jimmy Harkin died of MND. It was hard to believe that Charlie's uncle Jimmy Harkin had been diagnosed with MND.
Although he was the youngest of 10 children, he was the epitome of good nature and an excellent singer. His bravery in facing his MND diagnosis made him a hero to many, and Charlie was proud of him.
Nevertheless, despite his condition, he kept his head high and never complained. The obituary was written by the late Mep Marion Harkin.
The funeral took place in Dublin. A huge gathering of family and friends attended.
Charlie and his aunt were very close to the family and often visited them. This was the time to pay tribute to them.